Another one. Yeah, ma'am. We just got done with camp. It was only 1 hour, but I'm not mad at it. But yes, another one. Yes, another one. Yes, another one. Because while I was at camp, the first dude I talked to, he was he was dealing. Second dude I talked to, he was just walking around minding his business. He heard that conversation I was having with the first dude, and he decided that he wanted to have a long conversation with me, so me and him just started talking. And then another girl, she had came up to me and she was like, listen, Shabbat Shalom. Well, it's about to end, but Shabbat Shalom. Oh yeah, Ayash, was you talking about like 7 p.m. tomorrow for the Trinity debate? And you plan on doing it on your profile or your YouTube? But so as I was out there teaching right now, both of them, the brother who was out there to handle his business, and then the other brother that was just minding his business, they both taught me something. And when I say that Israelites are becoming Pharisees, I mean that the love of the people who are lost, the love of the people who are in sin, and the love of the people who are blinded is becoming less and less important. But the love of selves and the love of traditions is now overriding the love that we're supposed to have for the lost sheep. Because mind you, I don't think a lot of people know what lost sheep is. And if you just look at the different examples as that Yahweh gives us, he gives us different examples of everything. For instance, he calls us his father. So he's our father, but he's also our husband. But when you think about it, as a nation, we are married to the Heavenly Father. So as a nation, when we begin to turn our back on God, he looks at us and he tells us, you know what, since you want to turn your back, since you want to do the same thing that the Pharisees did, what I'm finna do is just ignore y'all. Right? Same thing that the Pharisees did, same thing that your ancestors did. I'm just finna ignore it. My nigga, what was that for? I'm just finna ignore y'all. You wanted to go serve them other gods, so go be with them other gods, watch what happens. But then he reckons us as a father. Now a father, he's not, that's more personal. That's like, you came for me and I gotta correct you and show you what's happening. Now, individually, he's our father. He's our father individually. He corrects us individually according to our own works. But as a nation, we are his wife. So he judges us as a woman. So it's like, okay, cool. You don't want to deal with me? All right, cool. As a whole, I'm not dealing with y'all. As a whole, I'm putting y'all to the side. But individually, I would deal with y'all as individuals. This is why we see that the nation was in the captivity of Babylon, but Daniel was kind of cool. Mind you, Daniel was like, he would be like somebody who's cool with Donald Trump. Like that's what Daniel was when he was in Babylon. But so there's different like references to certain things. Now we also we're told to be men of the Lord, but we're also told to be a child of God. So it's different. It's like you got to be grown enough to structure your way in a mature adult way to where you are functioning to the highest capacity that you could possibly be. But you also have to be a child. You have to be willing to learn and understand that whatever you see and hear from the Lord, you have to practice. So when I was talking to Buddy on the street, he told me, he said, bro, I just had this conversation with my pops. And I told him, I said, like, Dad, you kind of did me dirty. Like, I was watching you and the things that you were doing when I was growing up, I was watching you. And then I started to do it. So us as being spiritual kids, we have to look at these examples that our forefathers have set, that the Heavenly Father has told us, and we then have to follow that standard. Unfortunately, the whole of the Israelite community is not following that. What I mean is, if we are all quick to judge, mind you, most of these niggas are not gonna be judges. I'm not even gonna cap to y'all. A lot of these men who put on fringes, who go out there to teach, who are in camps, most of them are not equipped to be judges. Y'all just be saying that. Oh, the saints shall judge the world. Yeah, but that's not you. Yeah, it's not. Every man is not qualified to be a judge. And quite frankly, I've seen it. I've dealt with it. I'm just like, okay, cool. You might be able to teach somebody about their history and who they are, but as far as being a judge, you are not it. Because when emotions overrule logic, there is no just judgment. It's all based on how you feel. And so when you just sit back and look how not only they treat leaders, but they treat each other. Like it's quick to judge somebody. I made a video on how to debunk Hebrew Israelites that people misinterpret, and it has nothing to do with what they're talking about, but they use it to justify their behavior. This dude came in one of my comment section, I believe it was on Instagram, and literally, I think he started off with, this dude is going into Greek mythology. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even talk about Greek mythology. What are you talking about? You're just mad because I said how to debunk Hebrew Israelites, but only Hebrew Israelites use that verse. So who else can I debunk? Who else can I cut other than the Hebrew Israelite? My job and my duty is to make sure that the soundness of the Bible is preached in its totality and not twisted because you want to be angry. Go be angry at somebody else, man. Go punch a wall. You ain't got to hurt your peoples that's out there struggling. But here's the thing. He then said, you don't keep no laws or commandments. I'm reading this comment like, bro, are y'all serious? Like, y'all that ignorant, that hateful, and that disobedient to the word of God and to the capability of being a judge, which is not within you. You're willing to say in a video that I clearly have fringes on that I don't keep no laws? Number one, as a judge and as somebody who is put in a position to make a decision, you have to make diligent inquisition. I preach this all the time. In order to judge or making a decision of a situation or a question that somebody had asked you, you have to inquire diligently. This is what I tried to teach the woman that I was with. Listen, if people are going to talk about me and they're going to tell you something about me, don't just take their word for it. You can, one, question them. I'll show you how to question somebody. She know. When I was around, she know, bro, he gonna figure out if you're lying or not. It's not hard for me to figure out if I'm lying or not, or if somebody's lying or not. I can tell by body language. I can tell by the way you respond. I'm gonna find out if you're lying. But don't just believe them and don't come to me accusing me. You can talk to me and ask me, hey, what's happening? Because this person is saying that you did this, this, and that. I don't even know who that person is, okay, to me even be doing something to them. I don't know that person. I've never talked to that person in my life. But when we lack the capability of being judges, it's like that's what the Pharisees did. All of it was their opinions. All of it was based off of their own motives. When we talk about how we utilize scriptures, I'm not playing with y'all. Hebrew Israelites be twisting the hell out of the Bible. I don't care. I don't care what nobody says. Hebrew Israelites, which I'm talking about the people who profess themselves to be Israelites and go out there and teach and use the scriptures to talk about doctrine. Now the doctrine is on point. Salvation being for the covenantal promise of salvation being for Israel. When we're talking about the Trinity is false, virgin birth is not it. When we talk about keeping the law, all of that is 100% true, but we're utilizing verses that have nothing to do with it, and I'm cool off of that. I don't, that you're literally twisting, especially if it's Christ's words. If it's the words of Christ or the words of the Heavenly Father, and you're saying, see, this, and that, no, brother. No, man. That's not how this works. My job and my duty is to correct people who lie on the Bible. And I'm not going to cap to you. I've been peeping, and I've been, just observing how, bro, folks literally be like Pharisees. If there's no new thing under the sun, there has to be Pharisees. And it's not the Christians, because the Christians they really don't even care about God, to be honest. Pharisees are those who are supposed to be the leaders of Israel, but they're misleading the people in a negative way. Who have the truth and the knowledge, but deny the truth and the knowledge just to teach their own traditions of men. And that's why you got brothers literally just making outrageous, that's what I said, turning into, but they're making outrageous accusations. The funniest things that I've ever dealt with is when somebody had said something to me about me, and then I ask them, who told you that? Or how do you know that? And their answer is, so you're telling me I'm lying? No. Prove to me how you know that, because I'm trying to figure out who told you that. Because I never did that. So somebody told you, or you just came up with that shit in your own head. But the accusations is something that the Pharisees did. It's like, you have the law. You know you're supposed to be. Christians don't know that they're supposed to be keeping the law. They don't believe that. Okay, they just don't believe that, and they don't have the law. They don't keep it. But y'all play like y'all keeping it and don't follow it. What are we talking about? It's not a shot. It's the fact of, when you're in a position of a teacher and you have people that are trying to come into the fold, the way you act and the way you move can influence them to be worse than you. This is why when you see some of the leaders, they be talking to each other, but the lower ranked men be having the most animosity to the other camp. It's like, bro, what you mad at me for? There's times where we literally out there doing the work, and I say shalom to brothers, and I'm saying, like, yeah, how y'all doing? Shalom. And a nigga just walk right past me, just ignore me. And I told him, and he felt it too. I told him, my nigga, damn, you just gonna ignore me like that and shrug your shoulder? I'm your brother, my nigga. He was like, man, I didn't even hear you. I said, nigga, you heard me. I was right next to you, and I said shalom. You looked me dead in my face and walked away. What are we talking about? But the fact of the rest of the men, they were walking up to me saying shalom and salute me, so he understood, damn, I kind of fucked up. Yo, I need gas. Who got some snaps on the... I'm just playing. I gotta pick up my big head ass little brother. Why is it not? Bro. Hold on, y'all. Ooh, I need to change my oil. What the hell's going on? Oh, my dumb ass. There we go. Now my name right there. And my name right there, Connie. Hey, shout out to that gang, that nigga, man. That's my nigga right there. Yeah, should be happening too frequently, right? But the one of the major things, and I told a couple people about this. It's the fact of, and I don't do this no more. I used to. I ain't gonna cap to you. I used to, but I don't do this no more. What's happening is we are taking these men, and just like the Pharisees, we're making them 2-4 mode of what we were, and it's just building up this hatred that it's just like, bro, this is crazy. This is why it's not hard for us to see that, bro, y'all can hate me easily. Like, it wouldn't take much for you to not like me no more and hate me and speak accusations against me and tell them that I'm this and I'm that. But it's dealing with the problem itself. You got these brothers who are coming into the fold, and what's happening is what they're being taught is about the hate that God has. Oh, God hates sinners, and God hates this, and God hates that. It's like, yeah, true, the Bible speaks about that. But when you're dealing with an individual who hated in the world, who just got done with being in the world, and you know that he probably got hate for his own people, it's not wise to allow brothers to try to... Everybody's just cutting everybody off, and he tried to cut off a G-Wagon. He must got money for that car. cut off that car and hit it, you're gonna be paying a little fine little penny. Okay. Wait, what did he say? You know I'll be lurking, man. Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you, man. But it's like we take these men who might deal with, you know, the hatred, the anger that they have for their own peoples, and then we try to play a game like, oh, we'll just hate the white man, or just hate him, or just hate this. It's like, nah, because if somebody's struggling with addiction of smoking, I'm not gonna tell them to just start drinking, right? It wouldn't be. I got corrected for that one time, bro. But it's not wise to say something like that. Like, oh, well, instead of just doing it this way, just do it this way. No, because what you now have is a brother who still has that hate in his heart. And so if you give the devil listen, you give him a little bit of playground, and he's gonna have himself a field day. And so what happens is, it's not hard for the devil to convince them to hate their brothers again. It's not, because you didn't deal with the hate in the first place. I hate it in the world. What? I hate it in the world. But it's so hard for me to hate now. And in the truth, I came and I started, it was all about hating Esau. And then I started realizing I got a lot of hate in my heart. And I started to realize, well, that almost got lashed out on him because of some stupid shit that's really my fault. I said, no. I got this in the bud. I can't be moving like this. Because I know that if I allow the devil a little bit of playground, he's gonna use it, and he's gonna go above and beyond and get me to hate my brothers again. That's why just being hateful, it's not the time for that. I ain't gonna cap to you. If there's a time and a season, there's a time to love and a time to hate, my nigga. What our people don't need is hate, because that's something that's killing us. We need to shower our folks with love and tell them, like, bro, this is what we stand for. What's going to happen in the future is what's going to happen in the future. But the Lord's going to put his indignation on us. We trying to force this indignation. It's like, bro, like, what we got going on? What we got going on? I promise you, when I started getting compliments of my teaching, when I started getting compliments of my debating and how I address people, which Damon Wayans Jr., after his comedy show, because I told him I was going to be there, he pulled me to the side. He wanted to take a picture with me. And he told me, he said, bro, I just love the way you teach. I love that it doesn't matter who it is or what ethnicity. It's not like you're being extremely hateful, but you're being calm, and you're really just teaching them what it is. You still stand on the doctrine, and you still know what folks be doing, but you say it in a way that's like, you don't look like you attacking nobody. You just look like you being extremely smart, extremely wise, and you're moving in a direction to where it's like almost everybody can understand what you believe in, and it's easier for me to understand what y'all believe in because you're telling it to everybody. And the way you speak, it's like, bro, because I didn't tell him this, but I'm like, bro, I don't have that extreme hate, because it's not time for that, bro. There will be a time. Don't get me wrong. There will be a time. But it's not time for that. When I go out there to teach, sometimes you can use the screaming back and forth to bring brothers in. And I teach brothers all the time. I tell them consistently, hey man, if you have somebody that you're debating, the number one thing that you have to do is get people to, if they see that there's something entertaining going on, get them to come into the fold. So sometimes you can utilize, clowning, heathens, because I definitely do that. I definitely clown a heathen. Clown heathens, get that little bit of contention to bring people into the fold. Well, not bring people in the fold, bring people into the conversation. And then literally, I got videos of doing this. I will abandon the conversation with him, with the heathen, and I'll solely just start preaching the gospel to my peoples. Because my job and my duty as a teacher is to teach them. Like that's the number one thing. I teach y'all a little bit. Get a video out of y'all, post it on the internet, and that way buddies like him, he'll be able to look at me, hear me, and be like, oh man, he breaks it down pretty smooth, and it don't matter who it is, he's gonna teach you how it is. The dude from buddy from The Harder They Fall, what's his name? when he was doing a countdown and dude had popped him, he like shot him in the mouth. What's his name? Who knows what I'm talking about? It's called The Harder They Fall. It got a bunch of black characters in it. But he was the dude that was challenging old dude to see who got the fastest quick draw. What was his name? Who knows? I know somebody watched it. Nah, that's no. It's the young dude. He also played in the Book of Clarence. He was the young dude, the Book of Clarence, when oh shit, terrible. But he was like the right hand man to Clarence. What was that? What's his name? It's like Art. I know his real name is like R.J. Seiler or something. But even him, he had commented under my polygyny reel, because it's just like it. I wasn't talking to dude in hate, I ended up, I think I shaked his hand after that, but we ended in good conversation, even though he was being a demon, for real. He was pissing me off. But the difference is, when you got hate in your heart, and a Christian comes through, and he starts doing his little tactics, you're gonna fall for that shit. You're gonna fall for that shit. Because you're going to get in your emotions, you're going to feel the hate, and you're going to want to say something or do something about your emotions. And what happens is you're going to embarrass yourself. You're going to make yourself look like a fool instead of standing 10 toes down and be like, I'm not going to let you budge me, because you're not going to catch me off of my character. I'm finna stay where I'm at. Now, being loud and being passionate is completely different than being emotional. Being passionate is, I believe this doctrine, and I'm going to scream it to the top of the hills to where everybody can hear me, and I'm going to teach it in a way that it makes wisdom attractive, because that's what Proverbs says. A wise man makes wisdom look attractive. Making yourself look like a fool is not attractive. It's going to be like, bro, I don't know what the hell he teach, but I'm cool. Being disrespectful is not attractive. Bro, I'm cool off of that. Well, how do we got so many people into the fold? There's so many niggas who hate niggas? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? A lot of these people don't fuck with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole thing is just, it's just all, it's turning. And I'm just like, damn, bro. Like, I know what a Pharisee is, because Christ literally describes them in Matthew 23. It's kind of like, I see it. I'm not bugging out. Like, the doctrine is 100%, but the way y'all act is weird. But this is why I also teach it's important for both man and woman to be in a life, because when a father is not in a man's life, almost every nigga that I know that grew up with their mother is emotional. Like, even growing up, I had this one partner that I knew since kids. He was always emotional. It's like, why the fuck is you so goddamn emotional? I talk to adults, to people who are, very logical and not really tapped in with their emotions to where it controls them, and they agree with me. They was like, yeah, bro, anybody who was raised by their mother alone, 90% of the time, they're extremely emotional individuals, and sometimes logic it's not really there. You're really dealing with emotions, and it's almost like talking to a female, because it's always about how they feel instead of what you're saying. Like, if I go to you and correct you, you're gonna hate me off how I said it instead of what I told you. Like, bro, I told you the truth. You get mad because how I told you. Swallow the pill, my nigga. But when you don't have a mother in the household, that man or that woman tends to lack emotional support, tends to lack empathy, tends to lack the capability of understanding and expressing emotions. Because that's what the mother brings. The mother brings the kisses on the boo-boos when you scrape your knee. I gotta get off right here. That's what a mother brings. So that's why it's important to have both. But that's why wisdom is reckoned as a woman, because she brings the comfort. She brings the boo-boo kisses. She brings the emotional support. And our Father is our Father. So wisdom is our mother, and our Heavenly Father brings that correction. He brings that order and discipline. He brings that that instruction. And wisdom brings everything else. She gets you to understand the beauty of life, the beauty of marriage, the beauty of brotherhood, the beauty of being a leader and a teacher. She gets you to understand all that. So that's why it's like, every way you look at the Bible, it's always gonna be on point. Like, it's like, bro, if you don't believe in God, one, all the major scientists say, if you don't believe in God, you're almost foolish, right? The mathematicians, the biologists, they usually all talk about the same thing. Like, listen, you're gonna have to believe in God, bro. Hold on, there's too many comments. Hold on, give me 1 second. Kopaz sounds holy. What do it mean? To dart forward. Oh, he's talking about your name. Yeah. Leaders definitely taught us how to think. And that's why I say, like, I'm finna keep doing the videos where I start with how to confound Hebrew Israelites. Because if only Israelites use those verses, I gotta correct y'all. It's embarrassing. Because a lot of people confess that, yeah, bro, we got the truth. Well, why are we misinterpreting scriptures? Like, did we study that, or did we just believe that? Because somebody told us what it meant, because you watched your favorite teacher use it. And I watched major teachers that everybody really listened to, and I'm just like, bro, that's not what that verse is talking about. And if a Christian ever finds out what that verse is actually talking about, he gonna confound you, right? The doctrine is true, but that verse is not it. For example, when we go to scriptures to prove that we can be upset about our oppression, who knows what verse we go to? What verse do we go to when we prove that I'm in this oppression and I have a right to be pissed off? That's another reason why we feel like we could talk out the side of our mouth to people. Even with our own people, they'll be like, bro, why are you so hateful? Man, I got a right to be hateful, man. This oppression makes me such and such. Who knows that verse? Yup, Ecclesiastes 7:7. Let me tell you something. That has nothing to do with what niggas are talking about. That has absolutely nothing to do with I'm going through hardcore oppression, so I'm pissed off. Read it in different translations. Go into the word for mad. It's talking, mind you, never mind. It's talking about like mad. Like, we take the words that we use today and apply it like it's the same back then. For example, lame, L-A-M-E. If somebody call you, my bad. Oh, am I supposed to turn here? Hey, let's talk about, when we're talking about faith, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to turn right here. So we're gonna go where the Lord guides us. But the word mad means foolish. The word mad means, oh no, that's not what I was talking about. Lame, L-A-M-E. If somebody calls you lame, that means you boring. You know what I'm saying? You just, like, you lame, bro. Like you're weird. Lame in the Bible does not mean that, though. When it says that they healed the lame man before the gate called Beautiful in Acts 3 and 4, it's not talking about he was boring or he was like he was a nut. Like, it was talking about the man was like literally lame. His body wasn't functioning properly. We use that verb, or we take the word lame and we think like, no, it's the same thing. Ooh, somebody just got flashed. And we do the same thing with oppression makes a wise man mad. Oh, mad means angry. Mind you, nowhere in the definition of mad in Ecclesiastes 7:7 does it say anger. Go look it up. In different translations, it's very simple. It's talking about the oppression. This is why I said that we will be smitten with madness. Mind y'all, the Lord said in the curses, we're going to be smitten with madness. That means we're going to be smitten with anger, or we're going to be smitten with a disease and a curse that are people going to be bugged the hell out like dope fiends and crackheads. The verse, when it says oppression makes a wise man mad, it's talking about the suffering that we go through makes somebody who is supposed to be wise and turns them outright foolish. For example, some of us know brothers who were in the truth, who was a mighty brother. He might have turned out to a drunkard, to a dope fiend, to back to a gangbanger, back to selling dope. Oops, that says do not enter. Well, that's too late. That's what the verse is talking about. It's talking about oppression makes a wise person foolish, because we don't care about wisdom no more. We only care about getting through this hardship that we're going through. I'm about to pick up my little brother right now, so give me 1 second, y'all. The hell is he wearing? Does that make sense to everybody? Oh shit, my bad.
See you later.
Who that is? Huh? Who that is?
My friends.
My friends. Who honking at me? Hey, where's the nearest park over here? You know?
Park?
Yeah. Oh no, we gotta go to Dad's house. I gotta go get that ball. What kind of shoes you got on? You got work shoes or work shoes? You got training shoes on?
I have the black ones.
On?
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of shoes you got.
I have shoes at Dad's house.
Who are you looking for? Why you keep looking around? You making me suspicious. But I'm live right now. So let me see. Put a 1 in the chat if that made sense about Ecclesiastes 7:7. Again, don't take my word for it, because you'll just be doing the same thing that I'm telling y'all should not be doing. But put a 1 if that makes sense, if you understand it. But I'm gonna for sure need y'all to go study it though. Put a 2 if it don't really. You up the dough good. Put a 2 if it don't make sense. But it's verses like that. It's verses like John 4:22. Right, John 4:22, where it says, for we know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Anybody who knows me knows that I always say this. That has nothing to do with salvation for Israel. Absolutely nothing. And anybody, and I've corrected somebody while I was trying to bring that precept out. And I told him, bro, go read it in a different translation. Go read it in a different translation and read the verses above and below. I'm going to tell you right now, that verse has absolutely nothing to do with salvation for Israel. He's talking to a Samaritan woman. And the Samaritan woman says, listen, you Jews have no dealings with us. Like we not rocking with y'all. Y'all ain't got nothing to do with us. For our fathers have worshipped in this mountain. And you talk about you gonna give me this water that gives us everlasting life? Who are you? And he said, listen, you don't know what you worship. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Meaning it comes from the southern kingdom. If anybody tries to say that salvation for Israel, I'm literally gonna tell them that doesn't include the northern kingdom. And it really didn't include the Samaritan woman, if that's what we want to say. But just read it in a different translation. It says salvation comes from the Jews, because that's where it comes from. He's trying to get her to understand. You gotta stop this. Okay, bro, that car ugly. Look at it. That shit look like a fart. This nigga, bro. My brother don't. He hides his laughs. He just be hiding it. He don't just let it out. I'll be laughing loud as hell. But I'm finna tune out. Yeah, listen, I'm starting that series up again. How to confound Hebrew Israelites, and I'm finna piss the whole community off. I don't care. My job and my duty is to correct anybody who misinterprets the Bible. And quite frankly, there's verses that Hebrew Israelites use that is not what it's talking about. Go! Fucking rat bastard. But any questions in the chat before I leave? Talking about some, hey, chat. Look at that. Damn. But any questions in the chat? But yeah, Ayash, what your text message? Hold on, I gotta turn this light on. Y'all can't see me. What your text message sounded like the available time for Saturday for the Trinity debate is at 7 p.m. Where my Bible? Where my Bible? Go see if you can find my Bible back here. Oh, it's right there. Ooh, snaps. Man. Hold on, bro. 7 a.m. Cali time. Damn. Oh, I probably just gotta check my phone then. Might have a Trinity debate? What? You might get Tazarap to debate again? What? I haven't even debated in the street in a long time. I've been teaching folks though. Know what I'm saying? You got a game tomorrow?
Yeah.
What time? Same time?
Yeah, 5:30.
Where's it at?
At Mesa.
Who y'all playing?
McClintock.
Okay. I may not make that game. Because I'm gonna have a long day at work and I might get off at 5. And it'll take me an hour to even get there. But I'll try to if I am. You rusty? Man, listen, man. If you got the Lord, it don't matter. David couldn't even fight and he beat Goliath. Confounded your goof ass. I said, go to Job. I know I want to read it, but it's somewhere before Psalms. I can't do that while reading. It's J-O-B. You should see it up here. I mean, there's tabs too. You might see the tab. Yeah. Yo, listen, if y'all know who Ayash is, this nigga will be like, sure. That shit be fucking having me weak. Me and Adar used to just do that as a joke. Sir. Ayash big ass hands just all around. Sir. That nigga be directing traffic and shit. Go to chapter 30. Hey man, don't be ripping my pages. Boy, he don't know how to turn the Bible page for nothing. Rook ass nigga, read verse 30. Damn, dude, you want me to do everything?
My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat.
Oh, nah. I wouldn't use that as no. You could put it down. I wouldn't use that as no color scripture. What the fuck was that? How the fuck did I just get warm? I'm gonna have you read the chat. Will it be live? That's how polite. I can be. That nigga polite and rude at the same time. But I don't care. He already know I picked you up. I'm picking you up. I ain't gotta check in with the general. He gotta check in with Batman. If y'all don't know, my dad's Batman. Justice. Boy, that nigga be moving like Batman.
Yeah, Keyshawn just picked me up.
What?
Talk to you.
What you want to talk to me for? Ah, damn, hold on, y'all. Hello? You couldn't tell Isaiah that? You a grumpy ass nigga. You talking about some door be open when you be here. But look, I'm over here driving with a phone in my hand. He want to talk to me. Man, everybody want to talk to me. I believe it'll be live. Ayash, I didn't see what channel you wanted to do it on. The debate. So just let me know. But yeah, I do got StreamYard. So we'll be good. We'll be straight. Damn, I was about to say something. Is there a question I didn't answer that y'all might have posted? I'm not looking at it. Alright, okay. You're gonna have to repost it, my boy. But like I said, I'm going to be doing different content. The videos are coming back, the breakdowns, the debates, but they're all gonna be different. Similar, very similar, but just different. So, am I on the right street? What street am I on? Don't say it out loud. I'm on live. Is that the right street? Boy, you sure don't answer questions. That nigga just look at me. Am I on the right street?
Yeah.
You couldn't say that the first 5th. Nah, damn. I'm about to start streaming with this nigga. We finna go viral, his dumb ass. My bad, that was rude. How you gonna say yeah and then look it up in your maps?
You gotta make sure.
Boy, I ain't got no faith. Yours is fine since we using your info. Just want to confirm. Yeah, that's cool. So,
Oh, yeah.
what nigga said wait. He checked it and now gotta wait again. The German said he not coming today, so.
He's not.
Nah. But you gotta go run in there and change real quick.
Yeah, you are.
Alright. Yeah, you gotta change real quick. I ain't got time all day, man. I ain't got time all day. I ain't got all day. What the fuck did I just say? But yeah, any more questions, man? How's y'all time before I leave? Somebody was hitting me up on IG about, I believe, Acts 9. He also wanted to ask me about Romans 11. You know what's funny? Is in Romans 11, we're talking, pull Romans 11. All right, I got you. It's a red light. You know, I'm quick on this short. Damn, I know you ripping my pages now? What is? That's crazy, bro. I'd never do you like that. I'm just playing. The fuck am I going the wrong way? Alright, so in Romans 11, I'm gonna read y'all something. This is what a lot of Christians misunderstand for sure. Romans 11 and where's it at? Boom, verse 12. It says, now if the fall of them be the riches of the world, and the diminishing of them be the riches of the Gentiles, how much more their fullness? So what happens is brothers and sisters will read that verse, and it says, well, if the diminishing of them mean the riches of the Gentiles, how much their fullness? And they'll say, see, when they are all together, when both of them serve the Lord, how much more is that in harmony with God? Which they try to use that to prove Gentile salvation. Here's the issue with that. If you read it in a different translation or just read it slow, if the diminishing of them, because the verse above says, have they fall that they should stumble, or no, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid, but through their fall. Why he look like he's about to go left again? Oh, how's that funny? Boy, yo, ass goofy as hell. What was I saying? But so the verse above was talking about Israel, and then it talks about if the diminishing of them be the riches of the world, meaning if the diminishing of the children of Israel means other nations get rich off of our downfall, how much more would the world be full when we are not on the downfall? Because when we're in rulership, the world is structured and ordered in its proper way. It has nothing to do with, we'll see when they work together or when the Gentiles are welcomed in, or no, it has nothing to do with that. If you read it in different translations, it'll literally make it clear, bro, these people got rich off of our downfall. They got rich when we fail. How much more would the world be when we don't sin? Because again, it says, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid, but through their fall, through our sin, if we don't sin, the world will be at peace. The air would be better. The water will be better. People wouldn't be fighting, as in, oh, I gotta sneeze. As in Isaiah 2, right? The world will be at peace. If our fullness, if we stop beefing with each other, the world would be in the order in which Yahweh ordains it to be, which is the children of Israel on top. Food for knowledge. I'm telling you, it'd be so easy. All you got to do, and I be trying to teach brothers and show them, like, one, it takes time. Two, you got to beg the Heavenly Father for wisdom. In James 1, it says, if any of you lack wisdom, ask the Lord in faith, and that abradeth not. Shit, if you think that I didn't capitalize on that, what? That's one of the main things that I ask for in prayer is wisdom. Please give me wisdom. I beg and please give me wisdom. I need the wisdom. But with wisdom comes, you know, a lot of shit that you got to go through. You have to go through a lot of things physically, mentally, and spiritually, and then recover and conquer that battle and that fight through Christ. Nigga, am I going the right way? We were not on the right street. Yo, Abby, lying. That's the street Dad live off of.
Yeah, you're on the right one.
No, that wasn't the right street. I should have kept going straight.
No.
This nigga said, oh. Boy, you be in La La Land, boy. Chia pet head ass nigga.
No, you go straight.
Yeah, no. I said the street that we were just on wasn't the right street.
Oh.
I promise you I wasn't like that. I promise you I wasn't like that. We was taking the bus everywhere. We was walking everywhere. I only got hit by a car one time. How was that funny? This nigga here.
You just bring it up randomly, like.
Because that's what I had to go through in these streets. Boy, I would have been paid, boy. Nah, I didn't been through that shit. But I always ask the Lord for wisdom. I always ask the Lord to. It's the same thing over Solomon. For guidance, for discernment, for wisdom, for understanding, to lead people properly. When you beg the Lord for that, and you have faith that He will give you what you begged for, why would He not be there for you? Because I'm telling you right now, the wisdom that I'm finna get with what I'm going through now is finna be stupid, and it's finna help me. And I'm already realizing how it's helping me to deal with the nation. That's why I told y'all like 2 months ago, just wait. You know what I'm saying? Just wait. I'm not rushing nothing. I don't need to do videos. I need to go out there and be to the marriage. Y'all already know what y'all supposed to be doing. Y'all just want to be taught again, which is fine. But my job is to go teach the law sheet. You feel me? Bro, I gotta sneeze. I'm trying to fight it. Trying to fight the feeling. But y'all got about like 2 more minutes to ask me questions, because once I get to this crib, we finna get this workout in. Hey, that park right there got lights on?
Which one?
Punch you in your throat. Nigga, the one that's right there. You clearly haven't been to that park.
Oh.
Goof ass nigga. Y'all see what I gotta deal with? This is the thorn in my side. This nigga. Prickly cactus ass nigga. Hey. Israelites that ain't received the spirit of the Holy Ghost are Pharisees. I guess so. Ugh. Who said that? That nigga is Rumble also Jennings. Alright, y'all. I love y'all. They teaching without the spiritual word. I mean, that's how you feel. But I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Be on the lookout for the debate tomorrow if it happens. Probably more than likely happen on my channel. But give me 1 second. Definitely be on the lookout. If you don't have me on Instagram, I really would advise you to get on Instagram, because I'm finna start releasing different videos, different type of videos that's gonna be good for the community, like just the Black community, the Hispanic community, Native American community. It's gonna have a lot of information on there. So if you don't have Instagram, I would suggest you just download it and just follow me, because that's where, ooh, y'all can't see me. Hold on. This nigga don't close the door. Damn, see what I mean? It's dark as hell in here. Justice. I want justice. Look at that, nigga. Hold on. I'm gonna turn this light on. Hurry up, fool. You got all day. Okay, there we go. But yeah, man. So if y'all don't got Instagram, make sure y'all go get Instagram. Because there's gonna be a whole bunch of different videos that I believe y'all are gonna love. I might upload them on YouTube Shorts, maybe. But my main focus is probably be on Instagram because that's where I get the most traction at. But yeah, man, I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Call me Shalom.